Oh, hi folks, Donnie D here. Last night I was sitting in here piddling, not doing much of anything useful. I knew I was off today and I wanted to go shooting, so I was sitting there trying to decide what guns I wanted to take and stuff like that. And my eye caught some of this stuff right here, sitting over in the corner. It's been sitting there for several years. And what it is a 3 foot long piece of 3/16" threaded rod. Back then it cost, according to the price tag on one of them, $1.29. I'm guessing they may cost $1.50 now, something like that. I used to make some chairs that required the use of this stuff, and I stopped making those. I hadn't made any in a long time. I have a bunch of pieces left over, and I said, shoot, I believe I could make something out of that. So I grabbed a piece of it and bent it in an L shape like this. Got about an 8" or so. You can do whatever suits you, whatever leg you want. Just leave yourself enough to stick down in the grain. And to give you an example, if any of you are into making these homemade ShootNC self-healing targets, they're made with this pink foam, and I do believe the white foam is going to work. I still haven't tried it yet. I'll let you know when I do. And all you have to do is just shove it in there carefully so it goes through straight. Pull off that little tail that comes out. Shove this thing down in the grain, and then you've got a really lightweight, cheap, easy to make target holder. And you can make a dozen of these things for less than $20 and do it in 3 minutes. And you can stick these things at different ranges along where you're shooting at. And a whole bunch of them you can just toss in the back of your car and leave them there, in the trunk of your car or in the back of your pickup truck, and leave them there all the time. They only weigh a dozen of them literally just weigh ounces. The thing is, they'll work for any size. You can put 2 or 3 of these little ones on there. Put one of the big ones like this on there. It even works with these kneeling pad type. And also, if you want to shoot, paper targets or store-bought ShootNCs or these cardboard homemade versions like I've got here, just get you a couple of these cheap spring clamps, or a few of them. Keep them in, toss them in there with these rods in the back of your car with these rods. Stick them up there and just slide them right over the leg, and then you can shoot the paper targets or the cardboard type ShootNCs. The great thing about them is besides being cheap and easy to make, they're lightweight. And I don't know about you guys, but sometimes going to the range can be a chore. By the time you load up everything you got to load, well, this is one less thing you'll have to load. It, like I said, it's very cheap, very inexpensive to make a bunch of them in just minutes. And they're very lightweight, take up hardly any room at all. Just toss them in the trunk of your car or in the back of your truck and just leave them there. It's one less thing you got to mess with. But anyway, it's just one more way to kind of save yourself. By the way, these spring clamps, I get these spring clamps in the cheap tool bins at Ace Hardware. I'm sure that Lowe's and Depot have the same type deal. You can get a bag full of them for, I don't know, $4 or $5. So they're cheap too. You can just keep your handful of those along with your bent rods, if you will, and you got it made. So it's just another idea to, I'm sure some of you have already done something very similar, if not identical to this, but for those of you who hadn't thought of it, just one more way to make your life a little bit easier and your shooting life a little bit more interesting. And by the way, if you will, if you don't mind, either like or dislike, preferably like, make a comment and subscribe, and I'd really appreciate it. But anyway, for now, one more little cheap and easy idea for your shooting sports. This is Donnie D, and I'll see you next time. Bye.